To you live, what kind of live? Facebook Live from the Ruloff Family Inc. studios. You can, of course, check us out wherever podcasts are broadcast. Tell your friends to look us up and download us. And find us on Facebook with Split Decision MMA Podcast and on Instagram and Twitter at SD_MMA. Bueller and Dodge here to break down what's happening in the MMA world. Got Gene from Team VooDoo here to put in his 2 cents when he sees fit. And, of course, Dennis will be popping in when he can. He's hiding in the corner right now.
Yeah, I'm still here.
The ball gag's out, but he's still here. Of course, check out strongboardbalance.com. Change the way you work out. Get on board strongboardbalance.com. Dennis doing the workout of the week.
Yeah, same stuff, man. There's really no.
I feel like you're lying to us at this point.
No, they haven't. They haven't added no special workouts.
I've seen quite a bit on their Instagram that you could be trying.
No, it's the same one. They just rotating the same thing.
Have you been on it?
Yeah, I've been on the strongboard. Like I said, I've been doing the 30-minute thing.
I don't see any different.
Oh, I'm telling you what. I finally started losing weight. Like before, like we said, I was losing pant size, but actually gaining weight.
Hey,
right. But now I'm actually losing weight.
That's the same thong you were wearing the last time.
I know that,
and
that's why I'm off camera.
Same banana hammock.
Yeah.
Start doing the 40.
No, I'm not ready to move up yet. Because I'm telling you right now, in the 30, I'm still winded.
I can't wait to see him do this.
No, that's the 50.
I can't wait to see him do that either.
How come I didn't get instructions
In
when
the
I
banana
got it?
hammock.
You got instructions?
You told me to do some kind of handstand or
Okay.
Anyway, change the way you work out. Get on board. Strongboardbalance.com. Follow their Instagram if you want to try to win one yourself, and we'll be giving some away sooner than later. Also, our second home, mymmanews.com, where you can get all the breaking news. We do this once a week. They do it every day, so check them out. Is this them right here?
That is them.
One of them? I don't know. I don't know what's in front of me. I have no idea.
Both of our sponsors.
That's My MMA News and Walkie Craft.
Beautiful. And with that being said and done, we got a lot to go over. We got 8 more weeks of fight cards coming up. And, of course, we have last week's 202 to go over and all the news that came out after that. So let's go ahead and jump into it, man.
All right, let's jump into some previous news before we go into the 202 stuff. Let's go with UFC Fight Pass adding Alaska Fighting Championships.
AFC.
So just another event that they are throwing on Fight Pass. I mean, you can see some UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Johnson fought there. Rich Franklin has fought there. Jeremy Horn has fought there.
Now, are they going to be under the UFC umbrella now, or just featured on Fight Pass?
Just featured on Fight Pass. I mean, Dana White recently went up there for one of those episodes of looking for a fight. So now they're going to have their entire library and ability to live stream some of their events on Fight Pass. So just like some of these other smaller cards. It's smart for them. It gives them viewerships.
Oh yeah.
It gets more people watching their promotion. Maybe you see some of the a feature champ coming up.
Nothing wrong with more access to mixed martial arts either.
Right.
Exactly.
Never a problem. Let's see what we can go with here. George Sullivan was pulled from the card July 21st via his USADA violation. He has been provisionally suspended.
So he voluntarily disclosed his information.
Yes.
And now he's provisionally suspended.
Provisionally suspended.
Pending investigation.
Pending investigation. So we'll kind of see what goes on. There's a lot of things going on with the USADA. I mean, we have that going on. We have Li Jing Liang, again, another Chinese fighter who was in trouble. They reviewed the evidence saying, again, it could have been due to clenbuterol-contaminated meat that he consumed while in China. Another fighter we had talked about before that also had that issue. In fact, one of the guys from down in Mexico is saying he had the same problem, that he had gotten some meat and it's
tainted by steroids.
It's been tainted by steroids and it's been proven. And he's saying that he got it after Francisco Rivera. He got it while he was eating down in Mexico while he was on vacation. He says, there's no way I would test positive for this other than that. Same thing. I mean, Frank Mir is trying to say the same thing about the kangaroo meat he ate when he was down.
Hey, some of those kangaroos are jacked, dude.
Yeah, and scary.
And scary.
And scary.
I ate at Gold's Gym off of Venice Beach one time, a hamburger out there, and I had steroids.
I heard they had some sausage at Gold's Gym.
No.
So it's a lot of these things, again, they're having to circle back and kind of figure out. But what's crazy about this is that he got suspended, Jingling got suspended by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, but the USADA is like, we're looking into your case because it's possible that you had tainted meat. Nevada State Athletic Commission's going, nope, you're suspended.
You're suspended.
At least here in Nevada. So it's where the oversight is a little weird.
Another issue where we face where they're not seeing eye to eye on their decisions.
Well, then when you have an outcome from them and they tell you it's clear, then they go, oh, okay, then it's all right.
Yeah. I mean, again, talking about this, Nevada State Athletic Commission did temporarily suspend Brock Lesnar finally officially today.
Finally.
See, when I read that, I thought the WWE had suspended him for what he did at SummerSlam. I didn't realize this suspension just kicked in for the UFC.
No, just kicked in for the UFC.
Wow.
That was apparently at work, sir. That was not a shoot. That was not something that was unplanned. That was apparently planned.
I don't know. I keep hearing different things.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
People are saying though a lot of other pro wrestlers are saying that they've had problems with him in the past, blurring the lines.
There was a whole Jericho altercation.
Again, I'll get to that. Say that you had a lot of wrestlers saying that he blurs the lines or he forgets which organization he's in, and he kind of goes off on his own thing, and they have to kind of Lesnar, and they have to reel him back in.
He can't help but talk about himself.
And then
if you can't tell what organization you're in, you get checked for dementia, dude.
But yes, there was an altercation with
He's never been hit.
with Jericho in the back after SummerSlam, where Jericho got in his face saying that, what did you do? You have to understand, you're in the WWE, you're not in the UFC. Like, you went off script, you went off of what was happening, to where rumors are that Vince McMahon had to get in the middle of it and tell Jericho, it was a work. Don't worry, we know what's going on.
Yeah, okay.
Is that true or not? We don't know.
I don't know. I didn't hear that quote from Vince McMahon.
There's also...
My favorite quote was I guess Jericho was selling Brock Lesnar's face, and Brock Lesnar said, either hit me or kiss me.
Yeah, actually kissed him on the forehead, put his hands behind his back, said either kiss me or fight me.
That's scary.
That is scary.
Because he'd be an ugly son of a bitch to kiss. Damn.
I just don't want
But look at the brass balls on Jericho to run up to Brock Lesnar and push him and shove him and be like, what the hell are you doing?
Those guys give a shit, but like somebody like me, if Brock Lesnar put his arms around me and kissed me on my forehead and said hit me or kiss me, I'm gonna shit myself.
I'm gonna
right
bend
there.
over
And then kiss him?
And then kiss him.
A lot.
lot.
As much as he wants.
You're gonna tell him 2 holes, no waiting.
Yeah.
As much as he wants.
Anywhere.
As much as you want.
Where do you want me to start planting these tulips?
On my organ.
We have SEC has decided to slam defunct WMMA promoter, saying that they basically frauded everybody. They originally were putting together a whole series of events to get a inaugural champion for the United States division of WAMA. The SEC has charged the owner of that, Edward Daspin, who is also the owner of several other defunct companies, with fraud and registration violations. So we'll see how this all kind of pays out. Right now, they're ordering him to pay $950,000.
So does he like start up organizations, rake in some cash from the startup, and then shut it down?
Yep, pretty much.
Is that what it appears?
He says he raised.
Well, look who he hangs with.
He raised over $2 million in unregistered offerings that did not qualify for exemptions.
That picture just sums it all up for me. If he's friends with Hillary Clinton.
Wait.
Oh, Bill.
But and also
George.
So he's not party biased. And then
There it is.
they say he may be a little crazy.
No.
Cung Lee has said he is going to side with MMA FA and not with PFA. So this new organization that is trying to unionize fighters, that is specifically going after the UFC, does not have Cung Lee's support.
Well, Cung Lee was with the other one to begin with, wasn't he?
I believe so. Or he said we needed something like this, such
Right,
as the UFC.
right.
He spoke out in favor of it.
When it first came out.
Not of this exact group,
but
want of a union.
So now he's chosen MMA FA and not PFA, the new one that's going just after the UFC.
Now
Thank you, Cung Lee.
started.
When's your next fight again?
Yeah.
I think
still fighting?
he's got a Bellator fight coming up. I think he's on the Bellator card.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay. I've been wrong like a hell of times before.
That's why nobody's saying anything.
at least tens of times.
You want to talk about Bellator?
I was wrong like 3 times on this last card.
Rory McDonald signed with Bellator.
This guy right here.
Rory McDonald signed with Bellator.
Yeah, big
Good
news.
for Rory.
He was taken off the UFC roster and the rankings, and then almost immediately after that was announced that he was with Bellator. So the Red King has a new kingdom. Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, Coker scoop.
I don't know, because Benson didn't do so well.
No. And MVP wants him.
It's going to be interesting.
The Pokemon catcher wants to take on
Rory McDonald. Be a good fight. I'd be interested in seeing that.
Why not?
I'd buy that for $5.
Anthony Pettis getting ready to fight this Saturday on UFC on Fox 21, making his 145-pound debut.
Is that a real picture? That does not look like a real picture.
Yeah, well, look at the one.
This
below
one?
it.
The Wheaties one.
The Wheaties one. Yeah, that's him on the Wheaties box.
him.
That was the actual picture from the Wheaties box.
So
There's not actually a huge Wheatie box behind him.
Behind him, yeah. He stood on a green screen and they put him on a Wheaties box.
The lighting and stuff makes him look plastic. Like he looks almost like an action figure.
Oh, I'm sure it's
Well, yeah,
airbrushed.
sure.
You
Right,
know
you
it's
look at
It's for a
airbrushed.
Wheaties box. Of course he's going to look like an action figure.
Yeah,
But look at him at 145.
Yeah, dude. Wow.
I don't think 145's safe for
Auschwitz.
Looks like he went to
just
Cocoa
got-
Puffs.
He just got liberated.
him. I just,
Yeah, that's a bad weight
It's
cut.
like somebody just let him out of somebody's basement.
You can go now.
And it's missing for the last 9 months. Somebody opened up a storm door and out he comes stumbling.
I'm scared for him. I am scared for him. George St. Pierre says he is
But
on.
he's fighting tomorrow night.
He is
right?
fighting tomorrow night.
Yeah.
First
We'll
fight at featherweight. GSP says the stars are aligned for him to come back. Aliens let him out and told him which stars are going to be aligned that he can fight now.
Possibly at 206 is what I'm hearing.
I am hearing rumors of 206 as well.
Is 206 going to be before the end of the year?
Yes.
So another one of those smoke and mirrors things from Dana White.
Have you guys heard of this rumor that they're going to try to have UFC 209 in Stockton?
I've heard rumors of that.
That would be...
You think they could put him in the?
I've heard many rumors. I
Stockton
actually
Arena?
had somebody show
In
up.
Stockton Arena?
Yeah, show up. At Stockton. I've had people show up at my restaurant and bar and ask me specifically, "Hey, have you heard about this UFC that's going on in Stockton?" I was like, "What? It's not a thing yet. It's not even. It's like rumored."
I might actually make it to one if that happens.
I mean, we saw Strikeforce there twice.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Maybe I'll get
I mean,
to
they did a
go.
challengers card there, and then they did an actual pay-per-view event, or at that time it was on Showtime, right? Event there, featuring Diaz. He fought Evangelista
Yeah.
Cyborg Santos.
Yeah, and that's right. And Cyborg was there because she was still with Evangelista at that point
Yep.
in time. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, where did I see Cyborg? Was it in Stockton or San Jose? It was in Stockton. All right.
And we went to a challengers card there. That was actually one of the
Yeah.
first ones we went to together.
Yeah. It's where you did the chive everywhere picture your
Yeah.
computer.
Yep.
Just a little nostalgia here. Nobody needs to know anything else. Nothing happened after that.
Nothing
I swear.
happened after.
On the
What
ride
goes
home.
on there stays
In the
there.
back seat.
But I mean, you had to pay for gas somehow.
No one rides for free, my friend.
Yeah, I'm on reserve. I'll take you home.
EA Sports UFC 2 has featured a new thing going on with Max Holloway. If you have Max Holloway, you can end the event in a Holloway, which means you taunt your opponent with 20 seconds left in the round, and he taunts back. All of a sudden, no ground game is allowed. You get unlimited stamina, and you get no takedowns. You're not allowed, like the game blocks you from doing takedowns, and you just swing and bang for the last 20 seconds of a round.
That's kind of fun. I like that.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the update. I just want to do
I
it
was
every
going to say, there's a very limited group that's
I
like
just wanna do it every-
excited for that.
I just want to do it every
My
single time.
comment.
Yeah, and then there's a
every
whole
single time.
lot
You
of us who
actually
are
have
just
a game
confused.
I don't have it, but I've played it.
My son has it. I'm going
very
to tell him about this.
Yeah, Max Holloway, you taunt the last 20 seconds of your round. The opponent taunts back. It blocks you from doing takedowns, and both fighters
So
get
you're not
limited.
taunting for 20 seconds.
No. You taunt. They taunt back with 20
Yeah,
seconds left. Takedowns get blocked. You can't even. You try to attempt it. It won't let you do it, and you both get unlimited stamina just to stand and bang.
I like it.
All right.
Have they done a thing in the game yet where you can do cross weight classes?
I don't think so. I mean, you can.
Like set up a catch weight fight?
I think you can. You think you could do up to a certain amount. But I think the fighter has to have that ability on the thing.
Okay.
So like Bruce Lee, if you choose Bruce Lee, he could fight at 145, 155, and 170. So when you play the game, you could pick him for
170.
those weight classes. Yeah, I know.
Bruce is turning in his grave.
And I think Mike Tyson's got like heavyweight and 205.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? So I think certain fighters you can go across weight classes,
Okay.
but not everybody. So Nick Diaz still partying. In fact, I just watched on his Snapchat like on the way over here.
Is he still in Vegas?
He's just left Vegas. He just got on a plane.
I wonder if he went over to the Masters Worlds at all.
I don't know. Good question. Why
Might
don't you
have
ask
some
him?
people competing in there. I don't know.
Anyway, he was in a nightclub inside of, I believe it was the Bellagio.
Yeah, the Bellagio.
Yeah, the Bellagio. He was in the Hyde nightclub when he was jumped going to the bathroom.
You got to be a stupid motherfucker to jump.
Right.
in
Like, it wasn't like they saw him, stalked him out.
No. This says right here, club representative says Diaz went to use the restroom outside the club, accidentally stumbled into another customer, apologized immediately, and said, "I don't want any trouble."
What if it was like Joe Riggs said and he was meat gazing? Remember? Didn't Rick say that he came and stared at him in the urinal?
Yeah.
What if this started over meat gazing?
Could have.
However, he says one guy, it says
Meat gazing.
decides he's
That's a
gonna
great term.
he's gonna fight him. His three friends jump in. They try to jump Diaz. He even says, I didn't start it. Obviously, they didn't know who I was. The fight spilled out of the bathroom onto the casino floor. It was an insane melee with all the attackers swinging chairs and brawling. All four were removed by security. Diaz told the Bellagio he was going to deny press charges. Diaz saying, "I'm not going to do press charges." And they ask why. He says, "Well, they got the worst of
They
it.
got the worst. Of course they did.
I'm fine." And then the Bellagio says, "We enjoy having Nick at Hyde. We enjoy having him here at the Bellagio. We've never had any problems with him at the club. He comes here all the time. He's very well behaved. We're not going to seek anything against Nick Diaz."
I don't understand these people that start fights. Like if you see someone with cauliflower ear, do not
Just walk
start a
away.
fight with them.
Just walk away.
that.
Yeah, if you see somebody who can't put an earbud in his ear,
Yeah.
don't fight him.
Just don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't mess around.
I would have loved to have witnessed him kick the shit out of 4 dumbasses, though.
Yeah, it would have been pretty
No, he
good.
probably wasn't by himself. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure he can handle himself really well, but
Or just the whole 209
Sure,
crew, like
yeah,
Melendez.
That
and
whole
Shields,
represent crew.
Gilbert
And little Diaz jumps in.
Well, I'm wondering that
Fence
that
there.
early in the morning, how many people are still hanging with Diaz? You know,
Right.
You might
Most
be
of the Snapchats,
surprised.
it looks like he's alone.
Yeah.
There's usually like one dude
You
with
go,
him.
Nick.
And then we go into UFC 202 that happened over this weekend. The sale is complete. This was the first event under the new banner.
Fine.
100%.
I'm fine.
They actually sent out a memo to everybody saying, you know, we look forward to working with you. We welcome any ideas and feedback, as well as this new chapter.
You're fired.
Except for John. Fuck out, John.
Yeah, fuck you, John, and your ideas. Alligators are not going around the pit again.
I'm putting a glass top on the cage.
Barbed wire.
So let's talk about UFC 202
Yeah.
and
let's-
all the things that happened with it.
all right, let's jump into it. We can kick it off with the Fight Pass card with Marvin Vettori up against Alberto Uda with a submission in the first round at 4:30 by
That was beautiful.
That was clean, classic.
Yeah.
Right to it.
Colby Covington up against
I was
Max
sad.
Griffith.
Max Griffin was one of my boys.
Oh,
I
is
was
that
sad
right?
to see that. But that was.
Tell him
that
to
was
put
a
his
tough
fucking hands up.
one. I'm telling you.
What I mean, what happens to these guys when they start? I understand he makes it to the third, but when do I don't understand
You just
dropping your
need to
hands.
put a baseball with a glove on a stick, and every time they put their hands down, just fucking jab them in the face until they just learn to just. I'm just saying,
it's all in
my
your,
own training
your game
idea.
plan. No, but it is all in your game plan, and it just didn't work this time. So but I got to give him credit. He does come back, and he's a good kid, and he will be a force to reckon with.
Yeah, I mean, he
if
made
it's
it to
done
the
right.
third,
Yeah,
Yeah.
give him
and
that.
it was a decent exchange in the first and the second.
Yeah.
Did you get some resistance bands that he has to pull against, and then when you take the bands off, his arms automatically go up.
Stay up all the
Stuck
time.
up
You
there
are
now.
so mean.
Lorenz Larkin gets a TKO over Neil Magny.
Yeah.
I didn't see. Did he have the bell shaved in the side of his head?
I didn't even notice.
If he didn't have the bell shaved, that's why he won.
That's why he won.
I just know that Larkin was fast and furious.
I thought Magny was on a rise, man. He's been doing really good.
I was surprised by this ending, honestly.
Yeah.
Jumping on to your prelim card on Fox Sports 1. Courtney Casey defeats Randa Marcos.
I expected more out of Randa Marcos, too.
I did
I
too.
think everybody did.
Especially, I mean, her whole story, how she's had to fight to get where she's at.
Back to Invicta for her? Back to Invicta?
Probably, yeah.
I think they'll give her one more fight in
Well,
UFC.
Hey, but it happens. It's MMA. You know, it
don't
can
know,
be
Ken-
anybody's day.
Yeah.
Courtney Casey
that's
was
it,
coming
too.
off of 2 losses and got a submission over Randa Marcos. This is her first loss after a win over Jocelyn Jones.
Yeah, but she's spotty on her record.
Spotty.
Yeah.
Win loss.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. Maybe one more shot.
Yeah, because it's not like her division's just overflowing. You know what I mean?
Right.
true.
One more shot. All right. Artem Lubov over against. This wasn't even a fight. Chris Avila from Team 209. I don't know what happened here, man.
Wow, he got shut out.
I
Like
think
nothing.
I
Threw
think
his arm out, throwing bottles
Maybe
at the press conference.
that's it.
Maybe. Yeah.
It looked to me like Artem Lubov was like, I don't want to hurt this kid anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
it. And it looked like a man-boy fight.
It really did.
No, in the long run. it
Yeah.
did.
Just back to the drawing board for Avila. Just
hope so.
I don't know, man.
I think it was too much too quick.
Think
I
so?
think they wanted to bring him in. I mean, it was horrible for the team for this beating to happen this early.
Yeah.
Just not a very
sure.
good morale booster.
Right, exactly.
Then you got Raquel Pennington gets a win over Elizabeth Phillips. With
She looked
unanimous
good.
decision.
Rocky looked good.
I agree.
Did.
But why not the finish?
Oh.
She should have finished this girl. I feel she should have been able to finish Phillips.
Maybe she was just pacing herself a little too much.
Wanted to ride out that win. I mean, it was completely unanimous, 30-27.
Yeah.
Right,
across the board.
right.
know.
Sometimes they get that in their head when they know they're on that roll. You know, and they say, "Well,
Yeah.
I don't have to knock
Minimal
her out,"
effort.
or,
Is that what it is? Just minimal effort? I can just do this.
Let's
and
just
win.
roll out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will not
how I did
use
high
that
school.
verbiage.
All right, so Cody Garbrandt got a win over Takeya Mizugaki as well. This is
48
quick.
seconds, man.
Dude.
48 seconds. Cody Garbrandt, though, being super...
Lit him up.
He did. Being super cool. Went on his Instagram and thanked him for the fight. And
Yep.
everything.
Yeah.
So-
Yep.
Cool to everybody but Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Cruz was hot after the fight was over with, too, man. He
How
was,
many times did he do his own little interview things? I want you to know.
yeah. So it's like,
I mean, hit less than.
I mean, how do you think Cruz matches up against this kid?
I think his movement is going to obviously. I mean, the movement with Cruz over anybody is
Yeah.
is something you have to take in a game, and
His
and
boxing
nobody
angulation.
nobody from Team Alpha Male has figured out his movement. Dillashaw did his best to copy his movement, and actually it worked well for him. But he still hasn't been able to figure out.
Yeah, but he's got it out for Dillashaw too.
He does.
Cody's a little bit different because he's got all that years.
He does have boxing
and the footwork there.
Actual boxing, but I mean, this is a different style of footwork. That is not boxing
100%.
footwork. That is MMA footwork that he's kind of innovated himself.
He's a bridge to it, and he's got the float. And the thing about his float is he can change up at any time.
Yeah.
But I think the key thing that really makes it definitive in what he does is his distance play.
Yeah,
Right
very
there.
good at the distance.
And his timing is very precise. He's playing chess.
Yeah.
And he's getting the other guy to
I
play
mean,
checkers.
definitely if Cody Brandt connects on Cruz, Cruz is going to hit the canvas. I don't know if he's going to be
very strong.
unconscious, but he's definitely going to hit the ground.
And that's where the problem is that Cody Garbrandt likes to run in on these guys and start throwing bombs. And he's got great combinations. He's a very technical boxer, like we said.
Yep.
But Dominic Cruz just moves out of the way, makes Cody miss too much.
I think
Cody
the
gets
only-
Yep.
tired.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
I would like to see Cody Garbrandt against Dillashaw for a contendership spot.
then
Then
see him fight Cruz.
whoever wins that fight can fight Cruz.
Because there you got
That's my
almost,
opinion.
almost two of the same guys where you got him fighting.
Yeah.
Dillashaw. There's a very comparable.
I think you're just protecting Cruz.
I'd like to see him fight Cruz, but I mean, at the same time, you're going to tell
Dominic,
Dillashaw
come out of
after
the
taking
closet,
out the number
please.
2 guy in Rafael Dos Anjos that he doesn't get a shot.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you want a definitive fight Cody Garbrandt? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had
Agree with
great.
that.
That night was very excellent. I enjoy watching a guy like that fight.
Jumping onto your pay-per-view, your main card here, Tim Means.
Yeah,
up against
Dirty Bird.
Sabah
Yeah,
Mossy.
buddy.
Tim Means gets the win with the TKO in the second round. Good for Tim. Mike Perry also pulling off a TKO, which I wanted this
Mike
guy
Perry.
to lose. Good Lim, because you saw the weigh-ins, right?
I thought Lynn was going to take this.
He got smoked pretty hard.
Yep.
Donald Cerrone landing one of the most beautiful combinations
Fight
I've
of
ever
Felt
seen.
like I was watching Street Fighter. I was waiting for the hit counter to go up on the side and like a big
That-
fireball come across the screen. It was like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, it just like
That
built
stuff
up.
was so good.
Man, it was
I
just like
trained
body,
it.
head, head kick. What happened?
That looked like your hands, huh,
I
Gene?
swear,
Jeez, I
thought-
taught that shit.
I was like, what the hell?
Rick
Donald?
Story
You
didn't even know where he
hide-
was at.
No,
After he
man.
hit that kick, he spun around. He was like looking in the opposite direction. Of
Yeah,
the
I
ring.
kept expecting
you
Luke
go-
Kane to come
yeah.
out and be like, finish him.
Right?
Well, here you go into technique and timing again, where he just
It's
obviously
just this one, that one, that one, that one. Oh,
just beautiful,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Donald
So,
Cerrone.
so does he stay at 170? What do you think?
Yeah, he just signed a
Look-
95 contract, man.
Yep.
But is he going to stay at 170? He
think
said
so.
155 or 170.
He doesn't.
I say
He's where the money's at. You know how he is.
He'll
Yeah.
he'll do both. He's got 8 fights on the contract.
I want to see him go to 205, beat up Rumble.
Why?
It's not gonna happen.
Why?
Calm down, Connor.
Okay.
Anthony's
I'm
a
all
friend
about these
of
super
mine.
fights now.
Super fight everybody.
Super fight everybody.
And
I
Anthony,
like Anthony.
Anthony Johnson came out and what the fuck Glover Teixeira in 13 seconds.
His tooth is still in orbit.
It became a
No, they said it
satellite.
I'm pretty sure it became a satellite for
Yeah.
Brazil. They put a little responder in it. Brazil's like, we don't have much money. Just put it in his tooth.
no,
It'll be up there for a while. Don't worry,
Reports
we're
came
good.
back that it wasn't a tooth. Glover Teixeira says he still has all of his teeth. They're saying it could have been Vaseline or something.
Jesus.
Vaseline.
Yeah. I don't know.
That
It was-
uppercut from hell.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was a Pez.
Was it the phrase?
Chunk of his mouthpiece he bit off.
that could have been it.
Chiclet, anyone?
Is that the first time Glover Teixeira's been knocked out?
Man, he got
Pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure it is.
like that. I would almost guarantee.
Hey, is that the first time Dan Maragliotti's been taken down with a double knee?
Probably. Yeah, it was the first time being knocked out.
Yeah.
I love that comment when
Yep.
people are like,
I can't believe he
Dude.
lost to Ed Herman back in the day.
yeah, when they said Dan Maragliotti's a good rep, but he really needs to work on his double knee defense.
Double legs again.
Defense. And then, of course, your main event.
But Anthony Johnson, where does he go from here? Does he get title shot against DC again? Or are we gonna
But
have
where's
what,
that gonna
Are we
go?
gonna have what Dana wants is, you know what, I'm thinking we should have him fight John Jones. Fuck John Jones.
I'm really getting fucking sick of Dana White, especially when like the press conference just happened and Anthony Johnson is like, stop talking
about John Jones?
Yeah, it's not gonna fucking happen. Just
Yeah.
fucking leave it alone.
And he's like, I'm thinking we should just have John Jones come back. I mean, he was taking Viagra or something. It's not his fault.
See, this is what kills me. Is like he says
come on.
he comes out. Well, we're going to talk about it later, but I mean, I'm past this fight.
Yeah.
But let's keep talking about John Jones. When are we
on
going to be
Viagra.
past?
I
When
don't
are,
want
when are we
that.
just going to be past John Jones?
Well,
Right?
DC and Rumble
John
both
Jones
said,
is becoming the Ryan Leaf, man. Like, just let it go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a thing.
yeah, they're
You
both-
could have been great.
Yeah.
DC and Anthony Rumble Johnson said that Dana needs to stop coddling.
Yeah. And they
Jones is very
want the
great.
fight against each other.
Yeah.
They want the fight against each other.
I think Johnson deserves it, but
Yeah.
I think Johnson and Jones is probably going to be a bigger moneymaker, possibly.
And
All
meanwhile,
about the money.
Gustafson's waiting. Does anybody remember me?
right?
You know what I mean?
So let's talk about Conor McGregor versus Diaz for a second here.
Someone
First
has
of
that
all,
improvement.
thank you for getting the fight for me. I appreciate that. We'll just leave it at that.
I didn't do
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
It's over. He's done.
If I was there, I probably would have choked somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or stalked and slapped him in the face.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
sure that I would have had plenty of backup.
It's okay.
Is that what happened in the bar at the Bellagio?
we will never ever have a guy named Steve watching the fights with us
Oh
again.
my God. It's over.
Yeah.
From the first round on, it's over.
And his girlfriend too,
It's
right?
over.
Seriously.
Oh man.
Every round. Every
So-
time. Every
Don't come
time,
back.
man.
Conor McGregor gets a majority decision over Nate Diaz.
Majority people, not unanimous, as some as you fat ass people like Terrell keep saying.
A majority decision. That means 2 judges scored it 48-47. Very close for Conor McGregor. 1 judge scored it a draw. That's how close it was, which
I didn't
to me
see
this was
draw.
the closest fight I've seen in a long time, and I akin it to Frankie Edgar and Gray Maynard 2, the one we watched in my house,
Right.
where it definitely was a draw. Like,
It's
where
all good,
it really
Rhonda.
comes down to like a round.
Yeah.
The judge who scored it a 47-47 gave Nate Diaz a 10-8 round in the 3rd. And a lot of people are saying, why? Why? Because when you turn your back to your opponent to reset,
to reset.
aka walk away from him so that you're not getting punched in the face, you look timid. And they do take away points for timid. They do. And you have to realize, like, what about the knockdowns? What about the knockdowns? This is not boxing or kickboxing. You don't get to call a fight once you get 3. It's not over when you get 3 knockdowns. You have to do something with them. And every
Right.
time he knocked him down, he stood there and went,
Yeah, his corner was telling him not to go in the guard.
don't go in the
Stay
guard.
up.
He's gonna and,
Would you have jumped in the guard?
and I
with
talked to
him?
this
No, we're caught
about
up
I
again.
talked to this about Dennis earlier. Diaz was butt scooting towards him like, come on. Oh no. But was smart on him. Not because he wanted to necessarily go to the ground, but if he butt scoots and Conor backs up, immediately the ref allows him to safely get up.
Right.
He's going to separate. Whereas if he would have just laid there and Conor kind of kicked at him, if he would have tried to stand up, the ref's not going to jump in. He's going to get kicked in the face.
Right.
He's going to get punched in the face. So, I mean, to Diaz's defense,
Smart strategy.
smart strategy. And he knows he's not going to go to the ground with him. Because if he goes to the ground with him, it's over.
Yeah.
So, it was a really, really good fight. I mean, round 1, definitely. You got to give to Conor.
Definitely Connor.
Definitely give it to Conor. Round 2,
Round 2 is where it gets questionable.
it gets questionable for me as well. I thought he was stealing the round at the end. Diaz constantly stole rounds at the end.
And the numbers don't lie. He set a new record for strikes thrown in a fight.
Yep.
He outstruck Conor that night according to
Yep.
fight metrics.
Yep.
Granted, Conor got the 2 knockdowns in round 2.
Yep.
That he did nothing with. But if the last 90 seconds Diaz is unloading on him, I'm not saying
He
the
coulda
decision-
stole the round.
I'm not saying the decision was wrong. I'm just saying that it's a possibility. For all you people that are saying no, it's not. It is a possibility that Diaz could have stole the round.
Yep.
So I was just holding out hope for that.
I think the biggest possibility is draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been happy with a draw.
I don't
Okay.
I don't know how anybody could have argued with the draw.
Okay, maybe not stole the round away from Conor, but maybe stole the round back for himself.
Yes.
Okay, so you get to the end of it, and I mean, and you want to figure the draw aspect of it, but then you get to the end of the fight, goes to decision, and then by what you figure on points and figuring out, though, at the very end, you got to look at the damage factor too.
To a point.
Not with a Diaz.
To
You
a
don't
point.
look
That's
at-
the thing is
no,
we talk
no,
about this all the
no
time
way.
when we talk certain fighters bleed a lot more.
No, but
and
damage
look,
from what technique?
yeah, but I mean, talk about Marcus Davis, man. That guy got sneezed at. He'd start bleeding all over the place. You're going to say that it was damage from the fight? No, it's 30 years of scar tissue from boxing. I mean, the Diaz brothers train with world-class boxers and constantly get cut up.
but
Constantly.
But you can't. The thing you can't argue is that left hit Diaz a lot harder
Oh, for sure.
And it did a
than
lot of
most
damage.
of the punches
I will agree.
that Diaz landed
and
on
that's
him.
and in all honesty, that's the only thing that I think was the edge over that gave.
I will give. Yeah, I
McGregor
mean,
the
you
fight.
Because that left is no joke,
like-
dude. That's like kung fu hustle, bud.
Yeah.
And you think of the body weight and the force fulcrum behind
Yeah,
it. and
the thing
pound
that
per
I
square, just damage it.
that I take away from it is that you want to give it to Conor. It's tough for me to say. I would say no. It should have been a draw. You want to say yes,
I almost got jumped here.
but what I say is that look at Conor. Should not be fighting at 170.
I agree. 100%.
He looked extremely tired.
And
he-
it's a marketing fight. Is all
It was.
All
We
it
talked
was,
about
yeah,
that from day one.
right,
but he
right,
should not be
right.
fighting at 170.
Right,
and
right, I agree with
he
you
should
100%.
be fighting at 155. At 155, I don't think he'll hold a belt. And if he even does, it's maybe one fight. There's just too many guys at 155. I think that will
But
take him away.
It's nice because it's more competitive.
It's definitely more competitive. But then I got people telling me, oh, man, he's going to go to 155 and he's just going to wreck Eddie Alvarez and knock him out.
I don't don't know.
I think you're out of your goddamn mind if you think you're going to knock out Eddie Alvarez, who has TKO on his record and has fought some of the most heavy-handed guys out there. I mean, going up against Joachim Johansson.
Yeah, because he's like
come on, that guy can hit. They call him Hellboy for a reason. He's got a heavy right hand.
Yeah, because he's going to be, he's like we were talking earlier, he's a lot more compact.
Yeah.
And he has so much, he's so ferocious with the speed, and he has power generated out of that small package.
And, I mean, you go to, again, Conor, 5 rounds. Oh, he looked tired.
Oh, he looked way gassed.
And I got to believe it has to do with adding that muscle on to get up to 168 because he wanted to get as close to 170, and he's not used to fighting that.
See, that was the only factor that I thought would have actually, the judges would have looked at and taken away from it. It's like, hey, homeboy's fried already.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But how many 5 rounds? Like we talked about, he needed the stool. Diaz needed the stool so they could clean his face. He needed it so that he was standing. Right, he could have stood up.
How many 5-round fights have we seen Diaz go through?
A lot.
Plenty. I think.
I'm just asking.
What was that? Connor's second?
I think that was Connor's first.
That was Connor's first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I know Alvarez has got 4 or 5.
He's done 5-round fights.
5-round fights.
There's 1. There's 2.
3 actually.
2.
Yeah. See. So, I mean, because he was spent. I don't care what anybody says. Both those guys in the 5th round, they didn't even have their arms up. The punches were coming from their waist.
Hey, 5-minute rounds, with a 1-minute rest, you're talking about 25 minutes.
But you know what? Do you want to talk about pride, son?
Oh, yeah, 10-minute first round. I'd there. 5 minutes.
Why do you think? Why do you think the Diaz brothers want that? They're like, we'd rather have the pride time. 10-minute first round. You can't make it. That's not my problem.
Yeah, but they want the yellow card too.
They also want the yellow card. A lot of fighter yards want the yellow card.
I personally,
when a guy turns around and runs, yellow card.
Yeah, but see, Big John McCarthy also said that he didn't feel that he would have deducted a point from Conor in that fight. But then you got somebody like
he said it wasn't timidity.
Right, but
a little bit of that.
I understand. Like I said, we have fans that are talking about he was resetting. I agree. He was resetting, but at the same time, when you turn your back to your opponent to go to reset, and you're looking at the clock with your hands on your waist, being like, "Shit, how much time do I got to actually do this for?"
I like my favorite one was he was resetting so he wasn't against the cage, except for he would reset himself on the opposite side of the cage
with his back against cage.
And not only that, then you got Matt Serra over there on his podcast saying that he feels that Nate Diaz won the fight.
Yeah,
after he went back and rewatched it.
Yep,
he feels that Nate Diaz won. So it's obviously a controversial decision. Conor won, whatever. That's fine. I'm not going to sit here and argue that. Are we going to get a third fight?
Dana White says no. He is done and over this fight.
Yeah,
he does not want to see this again. But he says he'll give Conor a title shot either in his own weight division or at 155 if he wants. Again.
Of course.
But he has to drop his 145-pound belt this time.
If he goes to
155. But he'll give him an immediate title shot.
Which he'll do.
Because he's never defended a belt he's ever held.
Yeah, but then we have Kavanaugh coming out Wednesday telling people it would literally be cheating if McGregor went back to 145. After fighting these heavy fights, if he went back
because
to 140,
he has all this muscle.
Yeah, because of everything he's built up. And then they've also stated that as a mental mind game to Aldo, that McGregor's never going to give him the rematch.
He's not, I tell you right now, just like what you just said, he's not. It's not going to happen. He's not going back down to 145. His history shows that he's not going to go defend that belt. And after this fight, he's going to 155.
You think Aldo gets pissed off enough if he has to and comes up to 155 to fight?
Yes, because he's talked about it before.
Okay.
When he cleaned out the 145-pound division, when there was nobody really left for him to fight, except for when Edgar came down.
And remember, Dana wouldn't let him in. And Dana wouldn't let him.
Exactly.
Yep.
That was a while ago.
He said he was going to go to 155.
Yeah, I think that's very likely to happen because there's no way Conor's going to 145. So the melee from that.
Oh, also real quick, also in the press conference, this was Diaz was shown smoking a vape pen. When he asked what it was, he said it was CBDs, which is cannabinoids, which is
some
from marijuana.
Causing product.
Why did that dickhead reporter ask that? For the record, for clarification, can you tell us what you're smoking right there?
He says it helps with the healing process and inflammation. It does not get you high. Now, the question comes to, did he do his after post-fight test before he started smoking or after? Because if it's after, he's in trouble. He has, according to the USADA, you are still in competition 6 hours after you're done fighting.
2 days almost.
Well, no, that's Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Right.
Nevada State Athletic Commission says 3 days. The WADA says 6 hours. So, obviously, if he's smoking before his test, you're probably going to be in competition.
6 hours and 5 minutes, motherfucker.
If it's after, if he went and peed in his cup and then started smoking, there's nothing they can do. Nevada State Athletic Commission could look into it and say that they want to do something. But under the USADA rules, there's nothing they can do.
USADA's already looking into it.
And they are looking into it.
And the rumored payouts for this fight was $13 million for Diaz, $15 million for Conor total.
Total, but the original show money is 3 and 2. 3 for Conor, 2
so
for
add
Diaz.
that to that, and then add whatever million True's going to pay him for talking about their CBD oil.
I love that stuff.
So this weekend we have UFC on
Fox. Yep.
21. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
And is it? Oh, we have Bellator also. Is that tonight?
That is tonight.
Oh, let's do Bellator first.
Let's do Bellator.
Yeah, we can jump on that one. Main card.
This is, let's see, make sure. Yeah, August 26th. That is today, sir.
Okay, so your main card is AJ McKee going up against Cody Walker, Saad Awad going up against Derek Anderson, Georgie.
Go ahead.
Kakahanian.
Kazakhstan going up against Bubba Jenkins, and then Benson Henderson up against
Bubba's
Patricio
so much
Freire.
easier.
This is for a number 1 contendership spot, by the way.
Kari Kayan?
Benson Henderson against Patricio Freire, Pitbull. That is a number 1 contendership spot.
And this is he jumped back down to 155 for this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, yeah, this is lightweight.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this right now, look for it on look for Bellator.
Look for Bellator.
It's
Usually on Spike.
And
Yeah.
Spike. And then tomorrow night it's UFC on Fox 21. We see the return of the Natural Born Killer. This is gonna be,
Big Fox.
yeah, Big Fox. It's going to be a good night. The main
Not Baby
card-
Fox, not the Ocho.
Free fight.
Not the Ocho. Should we start at the
Free,
bottom,
right?
or where do you want to go from here?
Yeah, start at the bottom.
Okay, so Alex Ritchie and Jeremy Kennedy kicking off your Fight Pass card. Ryan James going up against Adam Hunter, and then Chad Laprise going up against Thibault Taguti. Then if you want to go to still on main Fox. Oh, wow.
Going on a main Fox.
So Big Fox has the undercard as well. Shane Campbell going up against Felipe Silva. Gareth McKellen going up against Alessio De Qui. I can't. My eyes are gone. They're gone.
Just Chirico.
We're gonna have.
Chirico.
I'm gonna have to start printing paperwork and put in front of them
I
like
just
a
need to
newspaper. Like the
zoom in,
newspaper.
man. I need a bigger font.
I brought in a
You're
fucking
not going to the
32-inch
DMV
TV.
I know.
Sorry.
I know, it's terrible.
Keep him from the DMV.
All right.
Fucking LASIK faded. Enrique Barzolo going up against Kyle Bokanak, and then Sam Alvey versus my favorite Kevin Casey as your main event.
I can't believe Smiling Sam's fighting again. He's going after Cerrone for number of wins or fights.
Is that right? I'm waiting for Kevin Casey to give himself a belt after a win.
Got one here.
An actual championship belt. Yeah, you can have this one.
Here, you put that one on.
Kevin
Take a
Casey
picture.
wins a fight and he goes over his corner, straps on his own Kevin Casey weight championship. Win, Sam Alvey, win. Your main card, J Lau going up against Jim Miller. This could be amazeballs.
J Lau says he's going for another bonus because I guess he's fallen behind in the bonus rankings and he's very upset about that.
The Bills.
Very upset.
He got it done last time very quickly.
Yeah, so he's going for the thing, and Jim Miller looking to shut down J Lau. This is a rematch fight. I'm very excited for this
Oh,
fight.
yeah, it's going to be a great way to kick off the main card there.
Yeah.
Paige Van Zandt, PBZ, going against Beck Rawlings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one. Who do you have in J Lau versus Jim?
I like both fighters. I got to go J Lau.
They're both
He's
good
a nerd.
dancers.
Yeah, I'm going J Lau. What do you got?
Take Jim, J Lau.
Yeah.
All right, take them both.
I'm taking
Yeah,
J
take
Lau.
them both.
Les down.
So Paige Van Zandt coming back against Beck Rawlings after
Coming off of her
Dancing with the
loss
Stars,
to
right?
Dancing with the Stars.
and then she's going to get a loss to Beck Rawlings.
I'm
in my
taking
opinion.
Beck on this.
Yeah.
I'm going with Beck as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
she's
to.
pretty tough.
Like we talked about earlier, Anthony Pettis making his 145-pound debut.
I think he's going to get wrecked by Charles Oliveira.
I think he might win. His brother's not on this card.
Yeah, but Drew Bronx is actually used to fighting at this weight and throws some vicious kicks.
Well, that should come out to be a good fight.
Should be a good fight as long as, he doesn't break.
I got to take Dubrox just because of how poorly Anthony Pettis has been doing.
Yeah.
Just can't do it.
And a new weight class is tough to do. Usually I statistically, I got to say, I think it is that guys who drop weight usually lose the first one.
Yeah.
But,
Usually.
well, in what range you talking about? Just going up 10 or 5 or?
Most guys go down, at least from what I've seen, from 155 to 145 lose. Guys who go from 170 to 155 lose. At least that's from what I've seen. Guys who go up usually don't have as much of a problem.
Especially with 170 to 155, it's a bigger cut.
Yeah.
And your main event, I don't know why I didn't know this. It was Maya fighting Carlos Condit.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, it's the
Backpack against Natural Born Killer.
That
Well,
kind of fucking
read it
sucks,
real
though,
well.
man. Because I love Carlos Condit.
I'm rooting for Carlos Condit, man.
I'm Carlos
Natural
Condit all
Born
day,
Killer.
but the fucking Natural Born backpack is just gonna
Jansport.
Yeah.
Jansport, motherfucker.
Because you know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be,
off me.
it's going to be a guy
off me.
fighting a boa
Yeah.
constrictor.
Get off.
And the boa constrictor is wrapped around him once
Like
again.
having kids.
We hug so well.
I know,
hanging on
that's
you.
what it is.
So you're having a couple of kids. Get the fuck off me.
For somebody who's
Private
on
time.
people's back that much, you'd think you would get a submission a little bit quicker.
He used to. He used to get,
used
So
to.
you
he
give
used to
5
get
seconds,
submissions
5
quite a
second
bit.
count.
And
You
Damian
don't
Maya
get
has
5
already
seconds,
said-
get off.
We are
No more
we're
humping
grappling.
on TV.
Yeah. He already committed to.
Yeah, he said, you know what we're doing. We're grappling.
This is a grappling fight. What? Damn it.
Damn it.
So, I don't know. We'll see how the Natural Born Killer does. Still want to see the Natural Born Killer fight Donald Cerrone sometime in my life. That's never
Yeah,
happened,
I'll
right?
tell you.
170, it's perfect.
Yeah, I want to see
Since
it
Cerrone stays at 170,
Really?
I like it.
I think Cerrone just dust him.
happen. The Natural
Really?
Born Killer? Are you serious?
Yeah, I do.
That's a
I
fight
think
that
he
we've
would.
never seen that I would love to see.
Well, let's get it together.
Let's do
Yep.
it. Let's do it in our own backyard.
Call up. Who do we call up anymore? Do we call anybody? Joe Silva's still matchmaking, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So I still call Joe Silva?
Yeah, call Joe Silva. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Send an email. Email.
Email.
Instagram
Joe,
him.
if you're out there, I know you're
I'm
listening
pretty
to
sure
this.
I had his
Come on,
email at
let's
one
do
point
it.
accidentally. So I'm pretty sure I had Joe's email at one point accidentally.
Accidentally, because he was copied on something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Time to start
You
digging in the
wanna
crates.
call him?
Right?
Is that a TV or a phone?
Hey, at my age, it's both.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Of course, tell your friends and check us out. We're on here weekly. You can find out everything that's going on in the MMA world. That's what we like to do here. Tell your friends. It's called Split Decision MMA Podcast. Check out strongboardbalance.com. Check out mymmanews.com. Gene, thanks for being in here.
Thank you for having me. Remember, folks, Team VooDoo and Modesto, #1.
And from the Ruloff Family Inc. studios, Bueller and Dodge saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.
Chris Neek says bye, too.